welcome to Recollections May Vary, a royal recap. I'm Kinsey Schofield here with Kevin O'Sullivan. You watch us together on the Political Asylum with Kevin O'Sullivan. We've had some Meghan Markle shoved down our throat the last few weeks, Kevin. You took a vacation, so you got to escape. I didn't. So I'm just shoving some Meghan Markle down your throat today, and I apologize for that. Back-to-back podcasts in the last 2 days. Now, the initial podcast, Jamie Kern-Lima's, was released on Monday, and on Tuesday, Meghan released her podcast with Jamie Kern-Lima. So basically just back-to-back.
Right.
Back-to-back with two girlfriends, just having a good time.
Yeah.
This is off of the Time 100 Summit interview that Meghan Markle did, doing a lot of press about herself for a lot of projects that aren't working. Like, why isn't anyone acknowledging in these interviews that these projects aren't working?
Well, interesting you say about me having a vacation last week, but there's no real escape from Meghan at the moment. I mean, I couldn't avoid the papers or the TV or even the radio. There she was, left, right and centre. It's like, Meghan, I've got some advice for you. Wind your neck in. Get away. You can't be everywhere all the time. That isn't how you do it. You need to retain a sort of sense of mystique. So that people find you intriguing and interesting. If you're going to be doing podcasts and interviews 24/7 on a constant basis, people are going to lose interest fast. And I think they are losing interest fast. And as Tina Brown says about her, there's this sense that she's utterly panicking about everything. And that's why she's like a sort of cat on a curtain rail, trying to get onto podcasts, trying to be on TV, trying to be in People magazine, trying to be here, there, everywhere, giving interviews about how much she loves her kids, how much Harry loves her, how much she loves Harry. Shut up! Just shut up! We're sick of it. I think she is really, as you just alluded to, Kinsey, I think she's really worried that all of this blizzard of activity, all of these businesses, they're not working. As ever, the Jam flogging outfit, the lifestyle site, I've spoken to a lot of people now, and I'm sure you have too. I'm waiting for the delivery of my first package. I've ordered some, but it haven't turned up yet.
That's unacceptable that you've had to wait that long.
Well, if I'll bore you with the technical details. We tried to get some for my show here in London, but it turned out that we couldn't really get them to send it all the way across the Atlantic. So we had to order them through a friend of mine in LA, and then we've now got them coming across the Atlantic to us. But the point is, I do know a lot of people who tried this stuff, and I've seen the packaging. The packaging is cheap and nasty, and the people who've tried the products just say, they're nothing. They're nothing. So people may buy some jam and the honey and the tea and all that one time around. Are they going to buy it again? I don't think so. And I'm not sure that many people bought it in the first place. Meanwhile, you've got With Love Meghan. Do you remember that, the Netflix show? That's disappeared without trace, as Martha Stewart said the other day. Is it out yet? That has just disappeared without trace. Then, everything else, the podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder, that is a disaster. It's a disaster. It has fallen out of the top 100 in America and Britain. After, what is that, 3 weeks? 3 weeks? At number 79 in the charts is a podcast about how to get to sleep. We played it last night on my show when you spoke to me. That's doing a lot better than Confessions of a Female Founder. But I'll tell you something, the How to Get to Sleep podcast won't get you to sleep as quickly as Confessions of a Female Founder. That will send you into an immediate coma for at least 10 years. So there's this feeling that she's sensing what we all know. It just ain't working. And how her reaction to that, her antidote to that, if you like, is to get in everyone's faces and to keep giving interviews, to keep doing podcasts, keep going into People magazine. As Tina Brown said, panicking, panicking, panicking. Well, that isn't going to save you. If the businesses aren't any good, they'll just fail. Giving loads of interviews won't change that.
Right. Well, and giving loads of interviews won't bury your bad behavior, because one of the major takeaways from Meghan's interview with Jamie Kern-Lima was, unfortunately, a gift basket that Meghan had sent her friend Jamie, entrepreneur Jamie, with a little note card signed by Meghan using the HRH title, which yesterday, I don't care how many fake tears Meghan shed in that interview, the headlines that I saw more frequently were the people angry at the audacity that Meghan Markle would continue to disrespect the Queen by using the title that Harry and Meghan agreed not to use when stepping down as, and Buckingham Palace said at the time, they're no longer working royals. They won't be using these titles. They're not working royals. There's no reason to use these titles. And the more Meghan talks and the more Meghan puts herself out there, the easier it is for people like us to hold her accountable for her lies. Because this morning's headlines were from Meghan saying she's not using her HRH title. Kevin, we have a visual. We have tangible evidence on the internet that she's using. I don't care if she sent the gift basket a year ago. Today, she's flogging her, she's shilling whatever merch she's got, talking about Tina Brown's Meghan cereal launches. Tina Brown laughing about how she looked pathetic and desperate. I don't care what she's selling today. It was today that her friend posted an HRH on top of jam Meghan Markle is trying to sell. So does she not realize that the more she talks, the more she puts herself out there, the more we have receipts? And we can go, well, actually, on this day, you agreed with the British royal family that you wouldn't do this. But then, and I'm sorry, but I don't see the difference in using it with your friends and family, all 2 family members that you still talk to, and using it just to shill your stuff. I don't see the difference.
She's gaslighting us. I mean, we know she's been using the HRH title, as you say. I mean, it's all very well to say, well, I sent that parcel to Jamie a year ago. Correct me if I'm wrong. She wasn't supposed to be using the HRH title then. Ever since her and Harry Mexited, left Britain, which was what now? How long ago was it?
5 years ago.
5 years ago. She is supposed to not have used the HRH title, Her Royal Highness. So a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, she wasn't supposed to be using it. So turning around and saying, I'm not breaking the deal with the Queen, which is effectively what Meghan's done, is directly gaslighting. It is another example of this absolute crap, this claptrap. Doesn't matter about the truth. What matters is what my truth is. No, Meghan, the truth is you agreed with the late great Queen, Her Majesty the Queen, that you would not use HRH. That was her, if you like, her dying wish. She tried to make it as pleasant as possible as Meghan and Harry did their runaway. But HRH, that was too much, because what the Queen was worried...
You're right, Kevin, because they took Diana's away. I know I've had some argue with me.
Diana kind of wanted them to take it away because she just didn't want to know about the royal family anymore. Now, what the Queen was worried about, I mean, the Queen wasn't a snob about all this stuff. What she was worried about, though, was if I let Harry and Meghan say HRH, particularly Meghan, they'll go off to California and do exactly what Meghan's doing, flogging stuff on the back of her royal title. So she is directly contradicting the deal she did with the Queen. She is directly breaking the agreement that she made with the Queen. And if you look at the press over here, some of the readers' comments, they're furious. People are absolutely furious with her because above and beyond anything, apart from all the lies, you are trying to cash in on your semi-royal status, Meghan. We all know that. This disrespects the late, great Queen. And in Britain, and I think in America as well, people will not put up with that. They are furious with Meghan for this. She's crossed the line here, Kinsey. You mark my words.
Yeah, we need to do we need to put together a segment all where we discuss the numerous times where we feel like she's taken advantage of the Queen's kindness, because the drum that Harry and Meghan have continued to beat in the last 5 years is that their beef wasn't with Queen Elizabeth, and that Prince Harry tried to tell us till the very end that he was incredibly close with his grandmother. Well, he wasn't when he started in his relationship with Meghan Markle. That's when things went south. What Meghan wants, Meghan gets. The Queen was so infuriated by that statement that she stepped in during the preparations for his wedding and said, Meghan will get what I want her to get, not what Meghan does not get
She was
everything
great,
that she
wasn't she,
wants.
sometimes? She was
Yes.
terrific, yeah.
And this is
And of
just
course, not forgetting recollections may vary, the Queen's comment
recollections may
on...
vary. Harry and Meghan threatening to sue the BBC for reporting that the Queen did not give them permission to use the word Lilibet, the name Lilibet, the Queen's private nickname.
Yeah, yeah.
That lawsuit never came to fruition. Why? Because the palace really did say they never gave Harry and Meghan permission to use the Queen's private nickname Lilibet for their daughter. That conversation never happened.
Yeah.
And, there are so many, there is such a long list. Actions speak louder than words. And Harry and Meghan tormented the Queen in the last few years of her life. No matter how much he sits with his friend Tom Bradby and says, no, I'm very close to my grandmother, calling an entire institution racist is going to negatively affect an older woman that's dealing with God knows what behind the scenes health-wise. I mean, Giles Brandwith told us in his book that she died of bone cancer, which was the first time. Giles, who I constantly see sitting next to Queen Camilla. So I'm imagining that he's got a little
he does.
credibility.
He's close to the royal family. If Giles Brandwith is saying that, that probably is the case. But you're absolutely right, Kinsey. Make no mistake, Harry and Meghan made the Queen's last year a living hell, and for that they will not be forgiven. And going back to Meghan, the reason she's at the moment so frenetic, giving all these interviews. I mean, who the hell needs to give an interview saying, I really, really love my kids, and my husband really, really loves me, and I love him, and I'll be married to him forever. I mean, what is this all about? Why is she doing it? I'll tell you why. Because her star is falling, her businesses are failing, and she is panicking like crazy. It is falling apart at the seams. That is my considered view, and I think I'm right.
Well, I'm just going to bring this up one more time. We have receipts. You also told Trevor Ingleson on a beach with a lot of pot smoke surrounding you that you were committing the rest of your life to him as well. There were witnesses that you said you were going to stay in sickness and in health. Yeah. You were going to stay married to Trevor Ingleson. So we've heard you say this before, and things fell apart. I don't feel like her word has any value anymore.
Yeah, she said, she was asked, Jamie Lee Curran asked her, didn't she, do you think you'll be married forever? And she said, yes, I will. But the question is, to who? Will he be married? The question should have been, will he be married to Harry forevermore? I don't think she will be, but we'll see. However, I think her businesses are kind of failing, probably in her mind, because Harry is not the draw that he used to be, and therefore I suspect when the time is right,
he has to make up for it.
Yeah, well, she'll just kick him out and look for a new model. That's the kind of person she is. I think now, Kinsey, we're really starting to see Meghan's personality, her true character. A desperate, self-obsessed narcissist who is incredibly inconfident. She has no self-confidence. Her self-confidence, it seems to me, has to be proved by success. She doesn't sort of only announce, I'm starting a business. I'm starting a business and I'm going to be a billionaire.
Yeah.
Everything has to, to support the fact that she's this incredible individual. She's incredibly successful. Well, the biggest egotists you ever meet, the people who boast the most about themselves, actually are the least confident people, the least self-confidence. Because confident people don't feel the need to go around constantly telling everyone how great they are, how wonderful their husband is, how marvellous their kids are, how much everybody loves each other. And by the way, I've got a question for you, Kinsey. She says about Harry, and I'll be married to him forever, or I'll be married to him forever, I doubt it. She says he's a fox. I don't know if you noticed, but he's really good looking. Do you think he is?
I think that I think he was a fox when he was a young man.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah, when he was still a member of the British royal family and like the third wheel of William and Catherine, I thought he was adorable. But a lot of his charm was this carefree nature that you could just sense when you watched him. And that is gone. That has escaped him. Now he is hyper paranoid. He is tense. He looks unhappy. Every time I see him, and he's grabbing for Meghan's hand and she's bulldozing past him to hug somebody else and to make sure the camera gets her good side. And,
get out of the way, there's a camera.
Exactly. I haven't seen him, I think that their ugliness on the inside, both of them, has started to manifest on the outside. And you say we're seeing the real Meghan. I agree that there are bits. She is so fake. The not wearing makeup and being in her sweats was a PR exercise. That's all that was.
Yeah, everything is very studied, isn't it? It's like I said to you last night on my show. I get this, she's like a kind of outsider looking in on the human race, trying to work out how it is you should behave. What's the system? What do you do when you marry someone? What do you do when you have kids? Oh, I've read you're supposed to love them a lot. I know, I'll give an interview saying how much I love them. Oh, I hear you're supposed to love them.
Emailing them every day. That's
what is that about?
Weird. That's so freaking weird. Make a video for them. Make a video, so they have I'm sorry, but when my parents are passed away, I'd much rather go back and watch video of them being sweet and lovey than have to open up an email address my mom made for me before I was even born and scroll through copious emails. I just think that this is not a cute idea. It's bizarre. It's weird. And like you said, it's that detachment from human nature. It's that she thinks she's being so sweet by emailing them every day. Journal for them so they can.
She's probably not though, is she? She's probably not. Yeah. She's just saying it it sounds good in an interview. Can you imagine those poor kids when they reach the age of 16 or 18 and Meghan says, "Hey, I've got 5,500 emails for you that I wrote to you when you were 12. It's like, thanks, Mom.
Can I tell you how many unread emails I have right now? Unread emails, I have 1,171, and I'm an adult professional. If my mom tried to hand me over 1,171 emails, that's something I'd probably never be getting to as an adult professional. But I did think it was funny that Jamie Kern-Lima has made her entire empire on the backs of women's insecurities. And these two are going to sit there and try to talk to us about self-love and how they don't care about other people's opinions anymore. Meghan's entire script on this show is trying to convince us that she is living her best life and she's the happiest that she's ever been. Is that not hilarious to you? I guess it's just classic Sussex contradiction.
Well, it's classic Meghan. It's classic Meghan. Everything has got to be perfect, and she's got to tell everyone it's perfect. But you can see that it's not. And she is I don't think she's a particularly good actress, but she's quite a good actress in real life, playing the part of the loving mum and the loving wife, running a successful business. It's all a performance for her. And I think she does that quite well, except for the fact it all looks very hollow. And the more times you say, I really, really love my husband and he really, really loves me, the less it sounds convincing. And I've seen this over the years, celebrity couples, famous couples. The ones that are always going on about how much they love each other, they never, ever last. I don't think...
Yeah, that's so funny that you say that, because in Hollywood, the joke is that the second you do a reality TV show, Jessica Simpson and Nick Lachey, Travis Barker and Shayna Moakler, I believe was her name. Travis Barker is now married to a Kardashian. He refuses to go on the Kardashians based on his past experience. Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. Kim Kardashian married Chris Humphries on reality TV. Like, Meghan, you and your husband have done reality TV now. Just get in line. Just go ahead and get in the line. But that's the joke, is that the reality TV show. And Sharon Osbourne is, is the outlier.
But think about it. Think about these people, the Kardashians. You think about Sharon, friend of mine, lovely lady, and all that. Think about them. These are the stars of very successful reality TV shows. Why are they successful? Because actually these people, in the end, are pretty likable. I find the Kardashian show kind of dull, but they're likable people. Sharon's a very likable person. So's Ozzy. So's her family. Now, why are Meghan's, if you like, reality TV shows not working out? Could it be that maybe the star of the show, Meghan Markle, is not very likable? That could be it, couldn't it?
Yeah, and Sharon's authenticity. From day one, she's been incredibly honest with us about her highs and lows, whether it be her physical appearance or her relationship with her husband. She is blatantly honest, to the point that it had to have hurt her to expose some of those things. She has admitted her faults. When she was wrongly accused of something, she fought tooth and nail until, she found another opportunity. She truly is a fighter, and Meghan is a perpetual victim.
Decent woman as well, Sharon. Don't forget she lost her job by supporting Piers Morgan when Piers Morgan was sacked because of Meghan Markle. I mean, think about that as well. I mean, what kind of a woman, person sets out to get someone else fired, which is exactly what she did to Piers, because Piers had the temerity to say, I don't believe Meghan Markle when she said she was suicidal. I'm not going to get into whether I believe her or not, but I've got a right to make you and I, anybody has got a right to form an opinion on this. Piers formed the opinion that she was just lying for effect, said so, and basically Meghan Markle, not basically, as a matter of fact, she wrote to the chief executive of ITV, the commercial channel here, the main commercial channel, the equivalent of NBC or something like that, and essentially got Piers sacked. So what kind of a person does that?
Yeah, curious to know if she signed that message HRH. Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. Before I let you go, I want to quickly ask you, staying on the topic of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, they're going to be married forever, according to Meghan. There has got to be some tension inside the home when Meghan has become the paparazzi inside their home. I don't understand the justification for posting video and images, even if it is the back of your children's head. The back of your children's head almost increases this interest in their children. Well, if I only know what the back of them look like, I wonder what the front of, I don't care. I truly don't care. But psychologically, I do imagine that there are people out there that feel like it's a bit of a tease, and they're going to want more. They're inevitably going to demand more, or you are going to find paparazzi in the bushes trying to get pictures of these kids, because Meghan is teasing people with these images. How can Prince Harry, who is campaigning against children having any presence on social media whatsoever, allowing this to happen within his own home? These children don't have, this is involuntary that they're being put on the internet to push her products.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt, Kinsey, that Harry is not happy about this. And this comes back to Meghan's panic, her anxiety about the moderate success or the lack thereof of her various businesses. By the way, going back to With Love Meghan, the Netflix show, Netflix insiders are now saying it has not been a significant success. So there's another reason for why she is suddenly, trying to flog her kids, really, using her kids to flog her products to hope to save her businesses. As you say, these two kids have got the most famous backs of heads in showbiz. I think I could recognise them if I saw them. I've seen so many pictures of the back of their ginger heads. It's unbelievable. But Harry, to be fair to Harry, I think he's absolutely sincere and genuine in his campaign to protect children from the harms of online and the internet and so on and so forth. And he doesn't want his kids ever to be on that. When they both came off social media, Harry and Meghan, I think Harry was thrilled with that. She's gone back on. She's using her kids to flog the products online, on the internet, on social media, and there's no way in the world that Harry is happy about this. I bet you there's a lot of tension going on.
I do too. And let's not forget, another reason or another way she uses the children is to change the direction of the headlines. Because if she is being piled on with negative headlines, I'll notice all of a sudden we get a Lily pic. We get something from Lily, and I'm like, oh my gosh! And so a lot of these outlets fall for it. They're like, adorable new picture of Lily. I'm like, how is
of course they do. Of course they do.
The back of her damn head.
Yeah. Stop saying here's an adorable picture of the kids. It's not an adorable picture of the kids. It's a picture of the back of their bloody heads.
I know. Like, get a life, you weirdos.
I want to say something as well, Kinsey. About this HRH business, right? Over on this side of the Atlantic, people aren't that worried about all of that stuff. It's part of British culture. Titles, duchesses over here are two a penny. There are hundreds of them. Barons, lords, dukes, viscounts. We are up to here in titles. So it's no big deal to us. But we do not look at Meghan Markle as a royal. She's not a royal. She's someone who married a kind of reluctant royal. So her going around saying, HRH, I'm a real royal, do me a favour. You just aren't, Meghan. You're a girl from California. Get used to it.
I know. Katie Hopkins, who I know is a controversial figure, called Meghan Markle white trash on Instagram, and I don't know if I've ever laughed harder in my life. Because if you look at Meghan's background over the last few years, not talking to being sued by her half sister, not talking to her ailing father, some of Meghan's behavior in the past few years, I'm like, well, Americans do a good job of breeding that white trash that inevitably finds fame. I mean, reality TV, Honey Boo Boo, you name it. That did make me laugh. So if Meghan's got any sort of title whatsoever for Katie Hopkins, I imagine that it's WT, white trash. The last question, I'm sorry, but the trenches comment. I mean, Meghan lived in a freaking a castle. I'm sorry. But you and I've talked 1,000 times about what a brilliant job the palace did at painting her as a likable character. How can she talk about being in the trenches with Prince Harry? She was elevated beyond her wildest expectations by the British royal family. Have some grace. Be thankful.
I mean, this is her narrative, that when they were in Britain, life for her was a living hell. Our relationship, we're in the trenches, because of the royals and the media and the notorious British tabloid press and so on and so forth. And now she's saying only now, 7 years on from all of that, are they beginning to enjoy some space?
Honeymoon phase.
And a honeymoon phase. And by the way, we're talking about all these interviews. Did you... the crap she comes out with? I mean, it's barely English. I mean, what is wrong with her? Speak English, for God's sake. She's a very strange woman, and I don't know where she's heading. I don't know where they're heading, but it isn't looking good right now.
Well, I just think that overexposure is a thing. And Ben Affleck was on a podcast recently, and I was shocked to see him do this podcast because he's such a stern character, but he did a very playful comedy podcast and talked about how the reason that he rejects fame and the reason that he shies away from it is because he wants you to believe that he's the character that he is in the movies. And if he's put himself out there too much, you think of him as Jennifer Lopez's ex-husband, or you think of him as this guy with Dunkin' Donuts outside. And he said, even with the tabloids, although he can't control it, he tries to, in the sense of not going out or driving in a different car. He said, even when the tabloids put you out there too much, it creates a resentment with the audience that, it negatively affects your brand. So he said, I don't put myself out there too much because my ultimate objective is to be seen in this way that I've built in my head. I want to be an actor, I want to be a director, and it doesn't help me to sit to do a lot of these things, basically talking about podcasts. And that's Meghan's problem: overexposure,
Yeah, think about it.
oversaturation.
Think about it, Kinsey. The big stars, actually, and the British royal family. Think about it. Tom Cruise, Meryl Streep, Ben Affleck, the British royal family. Do they give like 3 interviews a day? Do you get to, do you see the King over here, giving an interview saying, "I really love my wife and she loves me a lot." This is C-list celebrity behaviour, and the big stars. They don't have to do all these interviews. They don't have to work at it. And in fact, if you do it too much, if you're out there all the time, if you're in people's faces all the time, it doesn't elevate your level of stardom. It denigrates it. It makes it go down. You look like a cheap, desperate person.
How often do you see Kim Kardashian do sit-down interviews?
Exactly. You maintain mystique. Maintain mystique. Don't keep giving interviews. The more you're in the press, the more you are giving interviews, the more you're on TV doing podcasts, the less of a serious celebrity you look like. You look like a desperate reality star trying to get attention. And that's about her level right now. And as I say, I kind of fear for her. I don't know where this is going, but I can't see it ending well, Kinsey.
Well, I'll say this, and my last note is that I do think a part of the anxiety and panic we are seeing is that they know that once Prince William is king, he's going to run things in a much different way than the current King Charles. I love King Charles, but he has a soft heart, and he should have kicked these two in the butt a long time ago.
Totally. The King Charles, Charles, for all his strengths, one of his faults is he detests confrontation. If there is trouble, he'll turn his back and walk the other way. And he has not confronted the Harry and Meghan problem. William, when he, if you like, attains power, I'll guarantee you that, he will confront this. If William was the king now and he saw Meghan using HRH, he would go into action. King Charles will not. In terms of the royal family and their attitude to Meghan and Harry, things will sort of stay the same, a kind of a standoff. What the King's doing now is he just doesn't talk to Harry. But also at the same time, he'll let Meghan get away with this atrocious behaviour. When William ascends to the throne, he will not.
Absolutely. Well, agree with us, disagree with us, let us know in the comments below. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend. Kevin, we hit over 100,000 subscribers, and that was a lot of that is because of you. So thank you so much for your contributions to the channel.
Excellent. Thank you, Kinsey.
Bye, guys.